Is your character not as agile as you would like?
Karluk looks at Euphemia and says, I really wish he would have missed, and then just falls over.
Is DM's grace in short supply?
Oh, and the candles go out
Yeah.
on the Minotaur's horns.
Is compassion not your character's strong suit?
Minotaur more like beef or more like cannibalism? I'm asking for a friend.
Is persuasion your dump stat?
Be prepared for a caster. These do not move on their own.
There's no caster here.
Listen long enough, and you too might learn how to roleplay 8 charisma.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Roleplay 8 Charisma. We got a lot to do tonight, so let's get started. First of all, though, we must summarize what happened last time. And who really should be summarizing this time? Seppi, what is your opinion of this situation?
I haven't done it in a while.
That's you then. I heard that's what we call a volunteer.
All right, I'm volunteering.
All right,
Okay, so we finally put to rest the troubles between the former Guardians and the living Guardian of the Flame of the Forge. Okay, we got some time with both of those. Now, whether or not it was the right call to wholly dismiss the undead based on prejudice against the undead, that question aside, the dwarves said this is our house and our house people, and this is not that is not acceptable. And so they took out the undead, despite the fact that there was living proof that the undead were in opposition to the black spider. I had drawn a line that said, okay, if the undead were helping the black spider, we need to eliminate them. But no, it was proof that they were hindering everybody. And they and the other guardian of the flame just didn't get along on how they were doing things. Whether or not they wanted to pass on and they were bound to this task was unclear. We had the opportunity with Karluk reading thoughts to see if what they really wanted, because we could have helped these people who were stalwart allies to the Rock Seekers for millennia. Is it only 400 years? Like, it had been a long time. But we took all those role-playing options off the table. We went with the way of the club and the flame, and we clubbed and flamed these specters. And then we were like, okay, time for presents. And so everybody got gifts in the form of Shadeen got a dragon breastplate. Ulrich got a opportunity to get a new magic weapon because he's the Paladin of Greed. I got to play with papers, and most importantly, Thrall got to be right that you can't just leave a Fae as guardian of our extra precious metals. Now, the other weird thing that we discovered was that the forge had been depleted to a way and damaged on sort of an intrinsic level that it might not be able to do the epic magics that it was able to do again. And to go about like figuring out what we can do, I started my ritual to detect magic and decipher the magics of the forge. This is when all real action breaks out. And by all real action, I mean Thrall rewards us with the best piece of role-playing in the campaign, which is good berries going to Shadeen. So Shadeen got to line up berries with a very specific prescription, which is take one every 6 seconds. And Shadeen used every ounce of their mental might and willpower to follow this prescription identically. Now, this was amazing. Meanwhile, our fearless leader was trying to be good, but put a ticking time bomb like, hey, I have this potentially cursed magic item. I'm going to drop it into this unlimited source of mana energy unless you entertain me, Pyric. And so I was like, I'm not going to play chicken with that. I don't play this way. I'm going to let the dwarves resolve the issues that are at the door because they're very competent and capable individuals. And they did a little bit of Mario Brothers, like One was supposed to turn into a turtle and jump on the head of the other one, shooting the other one forward. Some level of confusion happened with that, but I'm not really sure. I, meanwhile, was ferrying people back and forth with Moody to and from the door, which I could do while performing my ritual. So to take the potentially explosive halfling and out of my problem area and putting it in Thrall's problem area, I had the demonic horse drop them in that location and then come back, hopefully Shadeen finishing the ritual of good berries with some sort of spectacular flourish so that that Moody could do this again. But more importantly, the dwarves decided not to resolve combat with only half of the party there, and instead used intimidation and discussion to make the would-be assailants of our doorstep retreat. Did I miss anything?
That was, I feel like there may have been a diatribe stapled to the front of that summary, but it was excellent. So take a point of inspiration for that very detailed summary. And yes, now, it did seem like there was some intimidation. There was some banging on the door. Some things were heard in languages that no one really understood exactly, although there was a little bit of Dwarvish happening there. There was also a language that everyone wasn't sure about. But finally, they got the Dwarvish going. And it did seem like Ulrich intimidated the person that said the door. He had a very good roll. And that sounded like
getting attacked at the door.
What's that?
John's getting attacked at the door. There's all sorts of people banging on John's door.
Yes. Oh, in his house. Yes, right now. There's like all kinds of noises happening on John's end of the line here. But in any case, so they seem to have fallen back, although we're not sure about that. And there was some damage done to the door, it seemed like. And so Karluk was holding the door along with Thalric in bear form. And that's where we last left our heroes. I believe Pyric is still doing his ritual, and I also believe that Shadeen is still eating his berries at the prescribed rate.
Shadeen, for inspiring me with your consumption of good berries, can you please take this point of inspiration and heal yourself with it?
I would be happy to. Thank you. I am now, by the time I'm done with this bountiful feast of berries, I am going to not be bloodied anymore.
Whoa, that's impressive.
I've got 6 more berries to eat.
All right, so we've been staying in rounds, which is why the 1 berry per round thing is happening. And we'll see if we need to or not. Let's keep going here. So it's actually Thalric's turn. Thalric, you're standing right in front of the double doors, which you secured with some rope, and you in bear form and Karluk have been keeping it there. What are you doing now?
So my plan, first I'll sniff around the door real quick. Just to make sure that our enemies have retreated. That'll be a 22.
A 22 is good. Yeah, you feel like the smell feels like there is a smell there of something like dwarfen earth odor kind of going on.
All right.
And deep earth, like really deep.
Mixed with urine?
Maybe. But it seems like also it's receding, like it may have been stronger and it's less strong.
All right. So I'm going to, I will turn back into so you can get rid of that token. I'll turn back into a dwarf. And that's my bonus action, but I will, as an action, I will cast mend on the door. I say, Karluk, can you go grab some of the, I know you like zooming around here. Can you go grab some of the, bugbear weapons like their, morning stars and clubs and such, and we can do a makeshift bar. Or if you go all the way back to that barrack room, there was a bar on the floor for that door too. So maybe that'll work. So if you'll run around and grab all that stuff, I'm going to stay here and work on the door with you. And then once that's done, I'm going to awaken this left draft horse, which is going to take forever.
Okay, so this is sort of interesting. So as you turn to Karluk and speak to him with your intent, all of a sudden, both of you start to see a star field going off. Like, again, remember when the whole cave was really thumping and moving, there was stars coming in and out. And there's a brief flash of those. All of a sudden, Karluk is just gone. Like, not even there right now. Just vanished.
shit.
I would like to talk about two possibilities.
My
Number
brother
one.
talked Karlik into disappearing.
That is excellent. I'll add that as the first item on the list. And I have three things I would like to discuss. If this phenomenon is going to happen on the regular, is there a way that we can sneak Euphemia's bow into one of these people's hand, and then when they reappear, it is also no longer here? Is this a thing that I'm just thinking out loud? Number two,
experiment.
If Thrall, the ever useful and capable dwarf major, is mending the door with weapons, can we just have Euphemia put up the bow, and instead we have murder doors protecting the sanctum forever? Like, murder doors sound like a real good way to protect a mountain of immeasurable mana. Just me? Just me?
Here's another problem. It just got really dark in there.
It did.
Which is bad for the halfling.
Karluk is the only source of light. Yes. Yes.
I go, Ulrich, get some light there for Euphemia. We just lost the cow.
What'd you do with the cow?
Perhaps he's gone into protective witness custody. Protective witness custody for the bow or something. He's just disappeared right out of the blue. So that makes things problematic.
Yeah. So I have Euphemia directly behind me.
Oh, can I do some sort of check or something to try to figure out I don't know what that'd be, Arcana or what happened to him?
Make an Arcana check.
I suck at it, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Hey, make it lucky.
19.
Oh, that's a good roll. You feel like because you saw the stars at the same moment, and when the mind was doing whatever it was doing, and you saw stars then too, you feel like it might be related. Maybe hopefully, I mean, it's hard to tell. It could have been permanent, but you feel like the thing that made the mind sort of transient is lingering somehow, and it somehow affected Karluk. And you don't know more than that.
All right.
Since the mind came back, though, he might come back. He's not sure when or where.
I'm going to talk past Ulrich because I know he can't understand this because we've gone over this before. I'll be like, Euphemia, I think Karluk just remember how we were shifting in and out, like right after the Pyric mentioned that the whole mind moved. I think somehow he's phased out to some other place.
My brother's going daft. He's making things up now.
Did all of you phase out? Because I can't see anybody.
Well, that's because Karluk took the light with him when he phased out.
Oh.
Russ, I'm going to light
I'm
going to bring a torch out of my backpack. I have dark vision lighted up for Euphemia.
All right.
Also, Russ, I'm going to have to bounce now, so I don't know if you want to phase me or finish what I had told you about before. But
what did you finish? Are you just going to go do what?
I was just going to sit here. I was going to start a ritual.
You're going to awaken the horse anyway. Okay. So
yeah, I mean, I'll try to keep an eye out for Karluk. But
awakening the horse. So Thalric's going to be awakening the horse. He's focusing. He won't be disturbed. How long does it take to do this?
8 hours. So it's forever.
So
it's 8 hours.
Unperturbed by the disappearing Minotaur. He is focusing.
Well, I am disturbed about it, but there's not much I can do about it. And I was able to determine it was the phasing. So we really need Pyric, but my understanding he's in the middle of casting something. So Euphemia, you need to tell Pyric what happened to Karluk, but you can't see. So you need to come up with a light source really quick.
Okay, Thrallric. I'm not worried about it because I can tell that Ulrich's behind me.
I'll stay here guarding the horses and working on making one of them be able to guard himself.
Oh, and a quick request, Rafe, can you start sharing your screen, please? I forgot no one's sharing their screen.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
All right. I'll see you guys next Monday.
Tracker. So John's going to bounce, but his character is busily doing that. We lost Ulrich. So Karluk. So now it's Shadeen's turn. Shadeen.
I need sharing powers, please.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm on it. Shadeen, what are you up to?
You want me to share? I got to share.
I got Rafe can do it.
What am I up to? I'll tell you what I'm up to. Give me just one moment and I'll tell you right what I'm up to.
Go ahead, Rafe. Should be good.
Good.
I'll tell you what I'm up to. Oh, I'm up to... I almost took a berry and threw it into the air and then spun around twice and then caught it in my mouth. But instead, I carefully picked it up by me claws once again and put it on me long forked tongue and curled that back into my mouth and swallowed another berry in a more standard and staid fashion for
Did you spend a week writing berry consumption notes? I feel like that was pretty good.
I could be writing a book about berry eating.
I love it. All right. So Shadeen is still eating those berries. How many you got left, Shadeen?
5.
Excellent. So Ulrich, you said you're pulling out a torch and lighting it?
So when it goes dark and I see that the Minotaur just kind of disappeared because there's no light anymore, my brother then starts mumbling to himself about horses and wakening them up. I bend over and pull out my backpack on my back, pull out torch, flint and steel, get it going. So to get this going, Euphemia, I'm not sure what's going on here, but it's possible we could all be being abducted, possibly by these dark dwarves, maybe invisible creatures about. We don't know what's happening. I would obviously recommend we make our way. My brother seems to have gone into a slumber of some sort. He's mumbling to himself. It's possible we can get the others, and maybe Pyrrha can use his superior intellect to tell us what's going on, because this is well beyond me, and it does not seem to be the will of the gods.
I think that's a sound plan. Where's Shadeen?
Last time I saw him, he was eating berries.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. I just want to make sure he didn't disappear either.
It's possible it might be just you and I.
The kind of guy who's behind the universe, and what's going to happen if he tries to take the berries with him and eat on the run? He's going to lose all those little hit points along the way.
It may be possible that it's just you, myself, and unfortunately, I thumb back at Tharic and him, but he seems to have digressed into just a kind of trance.
I've never seen him go into a trance like that before.
The mental condition.
Ulrich, do we think that with the banging that we heard on the door, that the ore and the mine and what we have here in the cart is safe?
It's hard to say. The dark dwarves, I believe I frightened them away. For throwing my name of no small water has obviously frightened them, but they may come back worse and more force. But again, I believe we need to gather our forces and then rest. Make sure there's nothing else in this cabin that will attack us, because we are not safe yet. And then we can move on. Euphemia, what do you think we should? You as my great leader, what do you think we should do?
Well, I definitely think with Thrall going into this strange trance and Karlik just disappearing, we definitely need Pyrrhic to explain what's going on. I mean, I don't have the skills to understand this.
I hope it's not something from the gods. And if so, we'll get a message from that. Otherwise, it could be some arcane devilry. I knew that devil horse might be a problem. Maybe from that. We'll find out.
I wonder if with this bow of mine, if I could be able to talk to Pyrrhic inside my head. I'm gonna try to talk to him and see if he'll send us back Moody.
Oh yes, you were saying that the bow talked to you. What was it saying again?
Oh, it says Uglak, Ikablak, Earlook.
Raspberries are a delicious version of paste.
So Tildaka Darun Gek Okandan, is that what it says?
That was pretty close.
Yes, I believe that bow is a goblin bow. I do not trust it. I'd be leery of what it does for you. I do not know if there's any way to bring it to heal, especially if it speaks. Anything that speaks to you that's not organic, generally I like to destroy. But because you use a bow, we better keep it together.
Yeah, I'd hate to destroy it. I think between the power of Moradin and Pyrrhic and your blessings with the forge, we'll be able to expunge this gross goblin out of it. Or at least convert it. I think we should convert the goblin to Moradin.
We will do our best. We do have the forge, and there seems to be some life in it. Also, unfortunately, I believe Pyrrhic is the one that may be able to help us. We should find out if we can bring this forge back to life of some way. And if we can, these ingots here, pointing to the wagon, probably have special properties as well, because not only was the mine special, the ore from it, this is the ore from it, and that's where the black spider was leaving with. They are special. They are magical of some sort, or have some sort of special abilities. But the forge itself has some life in it, and that may be able to help us fix this bow. I'm not sure what a hammer and anvil will do to wood and fire, but we'll try our best.
So the question, the ingots, are they inherently magical or just have magical potential?
I don't know. You guys have detected magic on them, so I'm not sure you know. But
do they glow on their own?
No, they do not glow on their own.
Okay.
But that's a good time to jump over to you, Pyric. So there's a dialogue going on between Ulrich and Euphemia. Meanwhile, Pyric, you're still in ritual mode, right? How long do you have left in your ritual?
Oh,
like 9 minutes.
9 minutes after the berries are done.
Can I give
like-
Pyric one more thing to think about? Euphemia is going to say this inside her mind. She's going to go, send the horse. Send the horse. She's trying to think that to Pyric.
The horse's task is to send good berry-filled Shadeen to the door when that is the right time. There's already been a task queued up.
No, I'm just doing it inside my head, so Russ knows.
That's
And
good.
you know.
All right. I finally think that Ulrich has said something of note. Notice that he put myself in a triangle of equals with Moradin and the Forge. And so that's good that he understands that Pyric is as powerful as Moradin, and the Forge is of great value. I'm glad. This makes me happy as a player and a character. I continue my ritual smugly.
All right. So we can exit rounds now, and we can let the 10 minutes of the ritual. So Thalric is starting an 8-hour ritual, so he'll be busy for a while. Pyric has 9 minutes or so of ritual left, so he'll be freed up in a few minutes. Shadeen only has a few more seconds of berries, right? Like maybe 2 minutes left of berries. So Shadeen will be finished first. But meanwhile, while we're waiting for Shadeen, who'll be freed up next, and Pyric, who'll be freed up after that, Ulrich and Euphemia, you've got about 2 or 3 minutes here, or 1 or 2 minutes, I guess, before Shadeen frees up to further your discussion or do anything you'd like to do.
So Euphemia, should we find a different way back to? There are other ways back to where we came from. Do you want to find our way back?
I absolutely think that's the thing to do, because it's kind of boring just standing here and the horse hasn't come. So let's do it.
All right, I'm going to move over here, and then I'm going to jump like Steve Austin up here.
Okay. That's an old Bionic Man show for those of you under the age of 50.
Yep. And but anyway, and I should use so I should be easily get up there, and then I'm gonna just say, let us go this way then.
And you're hearing as you get up there again that whooshing noise, that of like sound of water rushing in is getting louder as you go this way.
Euphemia, stay about 10 feet behind me in case of a trap or attack, and you can watch my back.
Euphemia hears that whooshing sound, which she's been hearing for days, and this has never occurred in any role-playing game I've ever played in. Euphemia has to go to the bathroom. So she's going to tell.
Surprisingly, there's no restrooms in.
Never any restrooms.
Yeah.
Right. So Euphemia is going to take care of some business out and around the corner, and then go meet up with Ulrich.
I'll wait for. Wait. Okay, there you go. All right, and then we're going to make our way down.
Oh, that can't take just 6 seconds.
Euphemia's a fast peer.
Yeah, Euphemia's bathroom break's probably going to eat up the rest of the time for Shadeen. Yeah. So, Shadeen, what are you going to do? Why don't you guys pause there by
ready?
The water?
In real time, 5 berries left. I've got it all set up.
Go.
Ready? Oh, now that was a delicious berry. I will now get another one. That was good too. Excellent berry. Oh, they're top of the. These are the best berries I've ever had. Another one. Okay. Oh, I sped that one up a little too. That's too fast. Yeah, here we go. The last berry.
That was painful. I'm glad I'm over here by the pond.
Run to the door.
Profit Berry caused all these problems. Did you want to take the horse? Because the horse wanted to take you, Shadeen.
Oh, I was closer to the door than I thought. Maybe I could have gone. Oh, no, that's Pyrrhic's not by the door. Oh, Pyrrhic's doing some sort of fancy thing. Oh, I remember this room. We killed a bunch of skulls in here. I may be lost. I've wandered a little too far.
All right.
Okay.
Nope, never mind. Here I am.
All right, Shadeen, you found where you're going. Excellent.
I did.
All right. So Shadeen runs past the steed.
What do you
top
need?
Of the cliff.
What do you need, boys? Where are we going? What are you doing?
Oh, there's no one there.
I feel
Shadeen, you come running in. You're in the room, and the horses are still sitting there quietly. By the way, Shadeen, make a perception check.
Oh, you better be ready for this. I'm a good perceiver. I got a 16.
That is quite good. So you notice a few things. There's a sort of a fey-looking stag up there on the ridge, looking down upon you. There, of course, is the area where the cart is. The horses. Now, Thalric is in some kind of ritual. He's like touching the horse and mumbling, like gently petting its mane and doing some kind of, with the 17, you recognize it as a ritualistic spell of some kind, although you're not really sure what's going on there. But as you're watching him and you're looking at the horses, and the other horse is kind of looking over at Thalric like he's a little bit nuts, but you realize both those horses are looking a little bit emaciated, like they really could use some food. It looks like no one's been taking care of them very well, and they're kind of looking like a little worse for wear as you stare at them, like they really, really could use a little bit of love here.
Is there any food available?
Focus on his ritual. He doesn't even notice. Yeah.
Is there any food available?
Well,
can I see any food? Can I perceive any food?
Not in this room. No.
Okay. Goodberry was like a whole day's meal, by the way, just in case.
Yeah, exactly. Those horses would have been great.
That you know what? That's fine, but they weren't there. They weren't in line, and I couldn't be sparing any berries.
And you had strict orders.
Dead. Did you miss that? Did anybody miss that? That I died. And I crossed over the veil and I came back to fulfill my destiny. Has anybody missed that?
Right. And like many pharmaceutical prescriptions, it was very clear. You make sure you take all of the prescription. Don't leave any in the bottle. So that would have been
6-second intervals. And as you know, quite often people will stop taking their medicine when they feel better. Is that not the case? Even though they need to take the full treatment. Give berries to some horses. I've never heard something so bizarre.
All right.
Hoarding good berries may lead to horse death. Got
it. Okay. Meanwhile, so Shadeen, nicely done. You ran in there. You got caught up. You figured out there's a thing with the horses to maybe be concerned. Or maybe not. It may not be important. Who needs a horse?
I think it would be hilarious if he made them intelligent and then they died.
Well, so meanwhile, back in the well, let's just call it the booming cavern where the water's. As you guys get to the top of this cliff up there, so Euphemia and Ulrich are at the top of this cliff, overlooking this. You're on this narrow ledge, large cavern that houses this surging, seething body of water, like rhythmic booming. Just has been heard. I hear it's louder here than everywhere. I've been hearing obviously the entire time, and at regular intervals, you're seeing like a fresh surge of this water, just like funneling from the tunnels at the north of the chamber here, northwest. I'm pinging it now. I'm just kind of rushing right in. And the echoing suggests that maybe the cave might be one arm of a much larger cavern way out to the northeast. Who knows? And you can also see across the way there might be some exits, one down sort of here and one down over there. The water, make a perception check there, Euphemia and Ulrich.
I brought Euphemia just for this reason, so I wouldn't have to make these tests.
And Euphemia's got the low light going on there. The torch is helping.
Yes, I got a 16 on mine.
Yeah, because fun fact, you actually still have disadvantage of perception with dark vision, but because of the torch, you do not. So Euphemia got a 10, Ulrich got a 16. So Euphemia's just like water, but Ulrich, you realize that the undertow here must be brutal. Like the way the water's surging, like you probably wouldn't want to get in there. You're a super strong swimmer, and even then you want to swim parallel to the shore. Don't try to just swim right back in because that would probably be ugly.
Ulrich,
I don't swim. I doggy paddle and misty step out of water.
I doggy paddle.
Ulrich, what strikes me as the water and then the caves may go in that way. It's sort of like a giant well. I bet you there's got to be great things up there. I mean, this water looks really dangerous.
Euphemia, you and I are
now you guys are just
same wavelength.
It's a mutual admiration festival over there.
Hey, you left the two of us alone.
Further. I think you and I are going to be wealthy at the bottom of this well. I
think so too.
All right.
Can we move?
We really should go get the others.
Yeah, you guys can go move a little farther here. And then,
we are going to get the others. Just follow me. I know where I'm going.
Dean gets another thing or two to do, and then Pyric will be back with us. So All right, you guys make it all the way down there, and let's go ahead and let Shadeen do something. So Shadeen, how are things going with you and the horses? What are you going to do?
Oh, there's no food here, and quite frankly, my concern for horses is limited. So, can I hear or see where the others went?
Oh, sure. Make a new perception check. Now you're trying to listen beyond this room. So go ahead and see.
Once again, leaning into my strengths, I see.
Yeah.
12.
Well, there's a lot of noise. There's that booming, surging noise coming from up here.
Right.
And with a 12, though, they've had time to get a head start on you, so you don't really get a good feeling for that. You do notice there's several exits. There's several ways they could have gone, though. Of course, there's the way you came in, so that seems unlikely. There's this other exit down here that I'm pinging in the lower left-hand corner. There's an exit over here that's really more of a river coming in, but I suppose you can walk up that. And then seems to be a stairway over here to the left as well. And of course, the main double doors. I mean, they could have opened the doors and gone outside, but that seems unlikely because Thalric's there and the rope's tying the door. You feel that?
Well, all I can tell you is that with a roll of 19 intelligence save, I'm going to be following the sound. So
there you go. Look at you doing the smart thing. I like it.
I'm going to go this way.
You couldn't detect them, but you figured that's what Ulrich would do. He'd go towards the sound. Yeah, nice.
What's that?
You figured that's what Ulrich would do. He'd go towards the sound, and so that's what you did. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm channeling Ulrich. That's
right.
All right. And lo and behold, muddling around in the dark, I see my friends.
Yeah, they have a torch, so it doesn't take long to see
whatever.
Them.
They're not in the dark.
And you guys see Shadeen coming down. And at this point, Pyric finishes his ritual. Pyric!
I am going to wait. I am going to mention, has anybody thought of feeding the horses before, they wake up?
Femia says, "Oh, no, the horses are hungry?"
Yeah, I'm imagining a world where they become aware long enough to go, "You didn't feed us," and then they die.
I figured Throlwick, being a druid and all, that he just would have done it. But I guess
you would think that would make sense, but that's not what the case.
Ulrich, we'll have to keep our eyes out. Maybe there's some oats or
they have to have horse food somewhere. Investigating this will help. First, we pick up Pyric because I believe we've left him by himself, and he is a squishy elf. First, we'll pick him up, and then we'll go back to where the horses were. Hopefully, there'll be some fodder or something to feed them at that place.
That is wise. I'm glad that Moradin is guiding our path.
He always guides us the right way. Right. Can we take another move, Russ?
Why don't you guys pause for a second, because Pyric is now finishing up his ritual. So Pyric, now that you've finished your ritual, why don't you remind us
so this is what it looks like.
Yeah,
so the rituals will start. I'm going to do two back to back after the first one. The first one, of course, is detect magic. I'm focusing with the staff on my forehead. I open my mind to the possibilities of the veil, the part of the world that is unseeable to those people who are not casters or wrapped up in the arcane. And so I assume the flame is like a glaring, a blinding light in this new perception that I've opened up to myself. But I'm going to make sure that my back is to it, and I'm going to look over, starting section by section, of items that we did not take a closer look at yet from that remains in the forge.
Yeah, so the flame is in fact very strong combination of two magics woven together, alteration and enchantment woven together in the flame. But you're also detecting sort of like it looks like was stronger once and is fading over time, like it's getting weaker. So it's strong, but you kind of expected, with all the talk and the dwarves been doing about this place, it was going to be like blazingly, brightly strong, and it really wasn't, as strong as you kind of expected.
Well, things of a certain kind of epic quality end up like putting signature visual echoes into the places that they are. And watching those echoes, I could see sort of the past glory of the flame in relationship to what it is now. And extrapolating by the notes from the undead guardians and how long it is, I can feel the shrinkage rate by 100-year increments, which is good enough for an elf. Like, that's long enough for an elf to care. So how much shrinkage can I be responsible for?
You're basically saying you're doing carbon dating on
I was
these.
going to say he's doing atmospheric carbon dating.
Is it +1, +2, or +3 we're trying to look at here?
Oh, so it looks like so I think Joe asked a slightly different question, which is what kind of enchantment can it do? But in terms of time, it looks like it's been hundreds of years. Make an Arcana check.
I am good at Arcana in theory, but I'm bad at rolling, which always makes this game so spicy. Where is my window of choice? Here we go. I am Pyric Starfinder.
Roller of ones.
Roller of ones. All right.
Guardian of the one.
+1 to whatever this roll is. Woo! Whoa!
21! All right.
I've got a 31.
Okay.
With a nat 20.
Well, you know a lot. First of all, you got to get a cool card. So here, Pyric, here's your cool card. You can keep that one or keep the one you currently have. I think you have one. No, you don't.
Not have
get a
one.
new card.
I lost mine last week when
there you
terrible
go.
things happened.
You get a new one.
That's exciting. I'm going to take that card.
All right.
Okay.
It turns out that the flame, with that roll, the flame has been diminishing power for exactly 112 years, 6 months, and 4 days. And it looks like that at some point early on in that time period, you're kind of feeling like, you're putting together, with just that kind of roll, you're just kind of putting together all the scenes you've seen here, the bodies, the skeletons, the dwarves, the orcs, the goblins. Like, there was clearly a point in history that these goblinoids found the mine and attacked, and the dwarves eventually had it wrested from their control. Now, around that time also, it seems like there's multiple magics going on here. Like, you can kind of see that the forge and the brazier and the fire here is one of the magics in the cave, but you're detecting magic and your casting was so strong, you can feel there's multiple levels of magic going on here. The entire place actually is radiating a combination of alteration and conjuration. The entire, all the elements of the cave wall, it's like subtle, like you almost wouldn't have noticed it, except that you just really were rocking the arcana vibe. And you get the feeling that part of the magic in this cave, and it's somewhere centralized here, but not where you are now, there is a magic designed to help this cave move. And that magic is centralized to if you think of the upper part of your screen as north, you're getting a energy reading that it's in the northwest corner, past the door that someone was banging on earlier, to the northwest of that. And you feel like there's a magic there as well. And then in the third source of magic is coming from however the water works, and that is also feeding the energy into the brazier. And the last bit of magic, the fourth part, is in addition to that, there's what has been mined here before over the years. There's some kind of special mineral that is also around here, but you feel like that has been, over time, the resource has been over mined. And what the miners did not know was that some of that material was also, just by being here, was powering the forge. So by over mining, they have eventually diminished the power that was the flame.
Okay. I'm a little confused. So do you mind if I restate?
It was a lot to absorb, so play it back. You just you got that flash, like Sherlock Holmes, like 50 things appear in your mind at once.
Okay.
Over 1 minute. Yeah.
So there are sources of energy, and then there are uses of energy.
Yes.
And some of those are interchangeable. We'll start with the last one on your list, which was the magic ore.
Mm-hmm.
That is a source, and it was a use. So they took it out of the mountain, which was a critically inherent item for this place keeping its enchantment. And they may have overmined it, which originally made this place vulnerable, and therefore how it got attacked in the first place. Now, I'm a little confused. You said 112 years the energy declined, but earlier renditions of the notes from the Undead Guardians said that they had been doing it almost 400 years. So how do those two things line up?
Well, that's a great question. And it turns out you don't know the answer to that yet.
Okay, great. That's fine. So we have
another 31 and you'll get it.
That's all good. Or is both a source and a use. Now, we have the actual waterworks, and we think that is just a source, correct?
Correct.
Waterworks. Now, the waterworks as a source is fueling this flame and the forge, which are both uses.
Correct.
Flame and forge. Now, one thing that might be, and this is where I get confused, is the spatial displacement a resource, or is it a resource and a use? Like, did somebody enact this terrible protocol, which is the most insane of all the magics that we've talked about, which is to move the mountain?
Yeah, so that's really interesting. And you don't from here, you're not close enough to the mechanisms, the enchantment, the source, whatever you want to call it. You're not close enough to that to know. You have to go inspect that.
Am I now attuned to where that is, like I was in the glade?
Yes, you feel like you're getting sort of a ping. It's to your northwest, and you feel like for the duration of the spell, you can kind of walk towards it.
Okay. How long does detect magic
10 minutes
last? 10 minutes. Okay, I'm going to start. I'm going to take a quick glance then, going through other items that we might have seen mundane in this room. And then I am going to tell Moody to collect everyone while I look through all this stuff. And then I'm going to go to the next small room adjacent and also do a glance for things that look mundane but are actually magically significant.
I like it.
Yes. So the only magically significant stuff in there, I believe, has already been taken. It was the
That's great. That is good news.
Also, the little side room has nothing of magical significance either. So the only thing left in this area that's really radiating magic is the fire itself.
Now, that does not mean only things of magic have value. There are probably things historically or culturally or religiously, all things that I care about as Pyric that I'm going to have to adjust later. But this fleeting understanding into the nature of this place requires everybody to group up and us move to the central chamber before this vital realization dissipates.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I do, and send Moody to go collect them.
All right. How is Moody going to collect people?
Normally it just runs up to the horse, or the horse runs up to Euphemia and then goes down on one knee.
Okay, that seems reasonable. All right, so why don't you move yourself and your horse, one movement action or so, and then we'll give some other people some chances.
Well, that's crazy because Moody's move actions are 18 squares.
Yeah, so why don't you move Moody, because Moody can quickly go somewhere, so that'll be interesting to see what happens.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got to use myself as a visual. Oh, it's actually more than 18 squares. No, it's not. Yeah, it's 18
Russ,
squares.
while he's doing that, do you want to change
6
viewing for the viewers at home, or they can just see what I see? Since my
There you
see
go.
what you see, because here
and
comes,
it's a
we
light
always
source.
start with one.
You should be able to see Moody, and Moody should be a light source.
Oh,
Actually, yeah.
hell no. That's what I think.
Ulrich, it worked. I was able to summon Moody.
That's crazy. You can talk to your bow and the horse.
Yeah,
And
well, I was
hear
talking to Pyric, but Moody came. Pyric didn't say anything though.
I look at Euphemia and just think something. Nothing's actually in my mind. I'm just thinking,
She
like, you hear
is
it?
leader material.
Okay. All right, Shadeen, Moody's here. We can go.
Oh, that's what I've been waiting for. I know. Perhaps
Yeah.
Moody has some horse
Yeah.
food.
Pierrick, we've lost our Minotaur. He apparently has disappeared. We're looking for him.
And his Caudelabra as well.
Oh, Pyrrhic's not there.
Yeah,
You talking to the horse?
He's
I'll
not
send
there.
that message to Pyrrhic. I'll tell him inside my mind.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna move because I see the horse coming at us. I'm gonna move. I don't ride that thing. Can I make a move, Russ?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna do 60 feet, which is a full move plus in a bonus action. See, follow me down here. Something might have happened to Pyrrhic. The horse is out by itself.
So I go to Moody. I'll let Pyrrhic move Moody.
All right. So you get to Moody. You mount up on Moody. Ulrich goes around the corner. Pyrrhic, where were you moving to? Or Moody just shot back. What happened there?
Boop. Can we just move ourselves, or do we want to move?
Well, I'm waiting for I don't know where Pyrrhic went. So I need Sepp, you still there?
I'm sorry, I had to mute myself. I was waiting at the forge, finishing my scans, being thorough because that's my nature. Waiting for them to return Moody to return with them.
Okay, so you guys can wait. So and Shadeen, what did you do when you saw the halfling and the dwarf leave the room there?
I'm gonna follow them.
All right. So everybody, it looks like everybody's going to reconvene back in the lab there, or the forge. So
Is that where they
everybody's
went?
back in the forge now,
I
Pirate.
don't know where they went.
I'll get you there, Shadeen. You followed them. I'll move you there.
To get the whole thing, I've
Everybody's there in. Everybody's there in.
Look at that! I bamfed.
Pyrrhic.
Oh,
I had powers even I did not know I had.
oh, Euphemia. I felt like you were calling to me because I needed you to use your various skills because I think I might have found something maybe.
Oh, I knew you could do it. What'd you find?
Well, so I don't want to confuse you with a lot of mumbo jumbo, but it's very serious that the mountain moves.
I mumbo jumbo already.
So I feel like as long as and I point up to the staff, and to me, since my mind is opened up to the veil, it is luminescent and like all the echoes of magic are readily present. But to everybody else, it probably just seems like it's glowing lightly. As long as this is a light, I feel like I can lead us to the source of the mountain's malaise.
Does that explain the blinking and the stars and perhaps where Karlik went?
Where did
I not mention Karlik has gone missing? Our Minotaur has gone on
like zoomies. He gets the zoomies a lot.
No, this is different. He blinked and he was gone. I thought it was
like if I blink like this and then
it was definitely magic. I've seen magic before. You've used it. Very strange magic.
Yeah, it was as if he was there and then not there and then there and then not there and then gone. I thought it was because the lights went out, but it's because Karlik disappeared. And when Karlik disappeared, it put Frolic into a trance.
That's interesting. Well, let's see if these things are connected. It's fine. This will all be fine.
When can I put my bow in the forge? Because I've been thinking, Pyrrhic, and I think this is a goblin inside the bow. And I've learned from you that we should give other races a chance and not just assume they're evil. But on the other hand, Ulrich is my shield brother, and he hates goblins, and therefore I hate goblins.
I'm happy to blow in the fire and hit it with a hammer.
No, you shouldn't let other people's wounds in their heart affect you, my sweet Euphemia. I would not wish my crazy on you, and you should not let it burden you so.
Well, do you
now of all the things that you have said, this is the actual most troubling. I'm sure I can find cowlick, but wounds to how you perceive yourself, those are much harder to heal.
But the problem is I think the bow tried to convince me to kill Karlik. I'm not sure.
Do I think we can use this forge to actually help the bow, Russ, in any way?
Why don't you make a Arcana check?
I'll give you advantage because it's sort of a forge situation.
Hey, Russ, Moody's light isn't right because I'm still seeing like torch light instead of Moody light. Like everybody's shaded.
Well, Moody's light is also shaded.
Oh.
Moody doesn't.
For metal weapons, this fire may work well, but on wooden weapons that might require the touch of an arcanist.
Yeah, you didn't roll great. You rolled a 9 and a 12.
I got a 12. Yeah, 12 total.
Yeah. Didn't knock it out of the park. So yeah,
I think that's because it's really Pyric should be. He's been the one studying the forge, Ulrich. I mean, I know you're a forge father and all, but I think it's a different kind of forge.
Well, I don't never dismiss Ulrich's ability with the forge and with the metal in hand. I think we could probably attempt something, Euphemia. But what is critical now is my connection to the source of the translocation. Can I trouble you to guard me as I take us to the source of this?
I think
the first part of that was mumbo jumbo again. The rest, guard you. I'm on it.
Yeah,
The first part was mumbo jumbo. The last part was garbage.
Show me which way to go. I'll lead the way, Pyric.
I think that's right. Shadeen, are you going to come too?
Oh, where else am I gonna go? I've got half an eye peeled for hay, but other than that,
are you still wounded?
Oh, and I've got this breastplate that I keep looking at.
Yeah. Are you still wounded?
I am still wounded.
When I pass by you, Morden praise you, son. He will heal you well. Gain 5 hit points.
5 more. Oh, slowly but surely. Climbing the ladder of hell.
Hold on a second. You got 10 from my brother. You get 11 hit points back from me. Morden's that much stronger than nature, my son. Follow us.
Okay. Wait, did you just give me 10 then instead
11.
of
5?
11.
You got 10 from Ulrich, 11 from me.
I do want to tell Pyric one more thing. Oh, and Pyric, somehow the horses, they're Shadeen said they're starving. But that troubles me. We should need to find them some food.
I'll put it on the list, Euphemia.
There's a list. That's why he's the wizard.
There is always a list.
I also think, Pyric, when's the last time you've gone to the bathroom? I think everybody should go to the bathroom.
Everybody should go to the bathroom.
For the record, elves do not break the crust of snow, nor do we have the same biological needs as others.
Good for you, because dwarves do break the crust of snow and they do break wind.
Yeah, there's multiple things wrong with your people, and we do not need to start listening to them now. So I will jump on Moody and direct them with my knees as I follow the path, guided by the echoes that I see for fantastic magical something. And while we're doing this, of course, I'm looking out to not stab myself with a stalagmite that's from the ceiling, if there's such a thing. And yeah, because I'm flying just a little bit, just a little.
So if you use an arrow, I'll start moving my character in that direction, like do one of these, Pyric.
Okay. So I have a problem role playing and moving simultaneously. It's like chewing. it's like chewing bubble gum. Yeah, it's like this. I'm gonna move Moody later.
Can I have you move Euphemia? Because I can't see with the darkness. It's just easier if you put me wherever Moody ends up.
Euphemia can see nothing.
Okay, so I did this as a first sort of steady, slow. Is that the direction I'm supposed to be going, Russ?
Yes.
You're feeling like you're getting closer to that.
All right, Russ, give me a ping, and then I will move my character
ping
accordingly.
Only.
Yes.
Right, here comes the ping. Get ready. Now, don't miss it because it's. Where are you, Pyric? Here we go. I'm gonna pick the little. Here we go. The ping is in this direction. Ping.
Okay. Okay. All right, so I'm going to move in that direction then.
Move again, and I'll give you another ping. So they're moving. The ping was sort of to the north west still.
That's where I saw the ping.
You're getting a ping again now from here, from there. The ping is like this way. Ping.
I love this. Is the best way to play the game ever. All right, so I'm going to go to here.
Do you want to?
It's great audio. All you're hearing ping.
Ping,
all right.
Ping. I travel north through. That's a good reminder. I travel north through the ravine, 2 feet off the air on the flaming horse. Moody seems content to follow the instructions that I give it by my knees, where I have the staff sort of out in front of me, and then my other hand up above my head or face in case I knock into something in concentration.
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw another ping. We move across the chasm easily because I'm flying.
All right, I have to describe a few things to you. Now, the chasm is generally dark, although your horse is lighting the way a little bit. Also, Ulrich, I assume, still has his little torch there, and he's flying along in his little boots or running along, bouncing along.
Jumping along, yep.
To the north, you see Ulrich engaged in some kind of ritual petting situation with a horse, which we probably shouldn't, ask too much about. And while he's working on the horse, you also notice the door up there. Karluk is nowhere to be seen. The door appears to be mended. The door was damaged earlier, but it was
using my hypersense of translocation. Do I see the outline of where Cowlick was?
Oh, interesting. Make an Arcana check.
Another one. I was okay.
Yeah. Different situation, man.
Different.
You're trying to perceive a different arcane situation.
It seems like the same one, but I'm on board.
It seems like the same one.
Seems like the same one, but I'm on board. And I love the fact that I don't know how to use it. Okay, +1.
Another nat 20!
Oh my God!
All right. I don't even know why I make you roll, because basically Pyric has got this whole place on lock.
Is this Pyric Day? Because
Pyric is just figured out. He just rolled another natural 20. So Pyric, first of all, you get another card. You can pick.
I think John is a curse for you. When he's gone, you roll 20s.
I know. You can pick. I'm going to reshuffle the deck here. It ran out of cards. So you can pick this card that I'm giving you now, or keep the one you have.
All right. I'm going to let Joe pick which one I should have, so I can continue to role play.
Now, so while Joe's evaluating the cards, you see actually, so a couple things. Thalric is engaged in some kind of druidic ritual, but you can definitely see magic flowing from his hands into the horse. And with that kind of role, you're just perceiving everything right now. You're just in tune with the magical energy of the universe. And you can tell he's the horse is becoming more and more intelligent, almost while he's working with the horse. Meanwhile, just to the right of Thalric, there's this weird energy shape that your detect magic is seeing. And the weird part is it's the same energy that you sense throughout the cave. In fact, it's the same kind of energy that you're also sensing that you're following towards to figure out, how the cave maybe moves. That energy is in a shape. It's in a sort of distinctly Karluk-like shape, standing just to the right. And you feel like when the place moved, now you're flashing back to when you saw the stars and when you saw everything kind of phasing in and out. And you're figuring out how this place must move is it must transition to another plane and then transition back. And when it does so, somehow it is changing locations in space and possibly time. That part's a little unclear, but that might be involved too. And so Karluk, there seems to be some kind of residual thing. The energy in this place is a lot weaker than it once was. And perhaps the travel magic is a bit malfunctioning. And there might be some residual effect on those who have been transported by the cave. And that seems to be maybe what's going on here with Karluk. You do feel like, though, the energy of Karluk is slowly rebuilding, and that wherever he is now, he will probably return not too far off from now.
I am horrified by this realization and first want to look internally to see if we are all infested with this arcane malady.
With a 30, with a natural 30.
31.
30. Thank you. 31. You can see that, yes, all of you are radiating some of this at some level, and it seems to be pulsing in some kind of random pattern throughout all of you. And it's possible, theoretically, you're thinking, you just run all the numbers in your head like a mad physicist about Arcana, going, man, this could happen to any one of us at any time. It just happened to be Karluk.
I make the most excruciating and troubled face any of them have ever seen me do, except for Euphemia may not have seen this face because she was unconscious the last time it happened.
You need to go to the bathroom as well?
I was going to say, I think Pyric has to poop.
That once every decade poopers.
No.
Every 9 months, whether he needs to or not. It comes on like acorns.
Poop farn has not happened for this elf. And so it is not the 7-year time of poop farn where we must participate in the pooping ritual.
Smells like pine needles in here. What is that?
You must travel to your hometown and do ritual.
Oh, it's elf. like Yankee Candle in this place. What is wrong with you?
That is an old school cut for people. You have to be of a certain age to realize that Poop Barn is the most hysterical I've been this entire 2 years of the campaign. Just so you know, it's not the time for Poop Barn. So instead, the look that we are all in horrible danger. And that we are doomed. Like when Euphemia, like when I saw Euphemia go down and possibly die, it was like my heart was going to die. But instead you see me pass this look, and then I look at all of you, and then I just let my face go for a second. And then I'm like, where's the next ping?
Okay. The next ping is in this direction right here.
All right. So I'm going to assume that means up and around this stairwell, and so that's where I'm going to go.
Okay, so when you get to there, hold on a second. Now the ping is right ping here.
I'm not zoomed out enough to see
Passing
that
a
one.
door, though.
All right. So you're seeing light coming from the room ahead of you. And you're seeing, you're getting, the ping is like up in here, in this direction.
Okay.
And
do I feel like we're close?
Yes.
All right. So I dismount slowly and I say, Ulrich, protector, we are close. We're all in terrible danger.
I open this door. I will fight this danger.
No, I point, I tap him on his head, like not the first time I've done this, and I point in the direction towards the open room.
Oh, very good.
Now there's a door. I should say there's a door to your right also.
Yes, that's how I was going to open that door.
All right, if we think that's dangerous. He's a better tactician than I am. We'll do that first, but the source is up and around.
So you notice how Batman, he sends Superman in to get beat up and then goes, oh, that's how he beat it? Well, pretend I'm Superman and you're Batman. Okay, I'm going to get beaten on, so you go, oh, that's what happens. So I'm going to open that door, Russ.
You go to open the door and it's locked.
That door is unimportant right now. We'll get back to it. All right. And can I step forward, Russ?
You may step forward, yes.
I'm going to step forward. Yeah. Holy crap.
All right. So you step forward into a sight that Ulrich makes your stomach lurch. So ahead of you, you're in this massive room. It is 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet wide by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet. So it's 60 feet long. And there's these 6 massive pillars, cracked marble pillars lining the walls on both sides. And the north end of the hall stands a 9-foot tall statue of a dwarf seated on a throne and a mighty warhammer across his lap. And there are large emeralds in each of his eyes. And there's dust and debris covering the floor, but it's been swept to one side. And there's a campsite of sorts is now spread in front of the statue. There is a half a dozen bedrolls, packs, all neatly arranged around a little fire pit there. There's a wooden stable on one side between the 2 pillars. All kinds of bags of supplies and rations and stuff over there.
Is
Even
there
a couple
feed
bags
and
of horse
fodder
grain.
for the horses?
Yeah, even some horse stuff. And then on the floor, on the foot of the floor around the statue, is these 4 rune carvings, each depicting a stylized dwarf bearded head with the sigil of Clan Frostbeard on the helm. So these carvings, these dwarf heads carved into the floor. They're like flat, but they're carved into the floor. And on top of each carving is a bowl. And from here, it looks like, not sure, but it looks like each of those bowls is full of some amount of blood. But it's like the residue of blood on the bowls themselves.
All right. So they took the Frostbeard blood and brought it back here.
And Pirate, you are sensing the power that you've been following is emanating directly from the statue and the symbols on the floor, those 4 dwarven symbols around the statue.
I'm going to pull out that dwarven stone that I had that symbol in my blood and say, Euphemia, walk away from me with this. See if it glows as we get closer to the blood over here. See if that is true Frostbeard or Rockseeker blood.
That's a good idea.
I'm just gonna step down here, Russ. Just to step away.
All right. So Euphemia, what are you doing?
Yep, I'll walk up here.
All right. So as you get away from Ulrich, it stops glowing. As you get closer, you notice the bowls, the blood is like, it looked like the bowls were one time fairly full of the blood, but now the blood is only like a paste along the bottom, like dried and cracked, like it was heated or somehow boiled away. But as you get closer with the stone, it's glowing up brightly because most of the blood out of each bowl seems to be gone. But it does seem Ulrich's theory seems to be correct. As you get closer to these bowls, the rune does seem to react.
Okay, knowing what I know about the situation, knowing what I know about religion and history, I looked at Shadeen and see if the universe is talking to him. And he's muted.
It is talking, but he's not talking.
And so is the universe.
Okay. I'm going to see, using my inspiration, I'm going to make a religion check to see if I understand if this mechanism has to deal with Moradin directly and a pact between Moradin or some lesser saint of the Pantheon and this particular mountain. Because I love all things nerdy. I love history and magical science.
Let's see if you can pull another 20 out of your hat here.
All right, I'll probably roll double ones because it's time. Religion or history? Which would you like me to attempt?
I think on this one it's religion. We'll go religion on this one because you said you're making a religion. You're trying to say there's a religious reference.
That's one.
Oh, not a strong roll.
That's
he rolls 2 fours in a row.
I have returned.
You're now out of your magic realm. You're certain this is the magic area because you're definitely in tune with the whole magic hoodoo going on here. But you're not really grokking why these dwarves have set this up.
I still got an 11 for the record.
Yeah, an 11 solid, but it's still, things are ancient here, so you need to roll better than that.
Okay. All right. Am I certain that this is and using my magical sense that this is a holy effect rather than a sort of purely arcane effect?
It's interesting. It seems to be some kind of blended magic, which is really
all right. I will tell that to Ulrich that this is a blend of religious and arcane magic, and the significance escapes me right now because the double visions of the veil have clouded my mind. It's not that I rolled bad; it's the double visions have clouded my mind.
You are certain though with those earlier rolls, like this is the, for lack of a better term, control center. This is like the place where the movement of this gets done.
Is this dwarf Moradin right here?
No, it is not.
Huh. But somebody obviously felt to put themselves there.
Make a history check, Joe, with advantage.
It's not going to make a difference for me because I'm a big.
I would make a damage for me. I love it.
Whoa!
Nat 20, baby.
It's a nat 20, but -1 because you're not good at this. So it's a 19. But Joe still nails it. Joe, here's a card for you.
You take that card, Seppi?
Which card did you want me to take, Joe?
The max damage on your next attack. I left it out.
Okay, I'll go.
I'll bring it over to you. Here, Seppi. That's the one you left out for you.
All right. Next attack. Really?
Yeah. Right click on that. Click on that and take it. So it's one of the founders of the Rockseeker clan.
Oh, okay. Interesting that they control this with the power. These Rockseekers, my cousins, they obviously had some way of controlling this place, but they needed to obviously be here to make it work. And without their blood, it wouldn't activate. Obviously, the Black Spider, finding Grundin and all his kin, has used their blood to activate it to make this magic work.
Hey, Euphemia, make a perception check.
Yeah, and Euphemia wants to ask Ulrich a question too. 18.
Nice.
So Euphemia says to Ulrich, so these are the Frostbeard runes, are they not? I think I recognize them.
Frostbeard and Rockseeker are the same clan, different families.
Oh, okay.
And so what you see is because we are the same bloodline, they needed our blood to make it work. However, the creatures that did this, the Black Spider, may have done this to try and get away from us, but they have transported us elsewhere. As you can see, we're someplace cold where I might need a coat.
Oh, more importantly, Shadeen does not feel the cold. Number two,
She is starting to doubt that cold is actually anything more than a concept that you guys just don't quite get. Just decide not to feel it.
What did Euphemia perceive?
Oh, yes. So you're standing just to the left of the center of the statue. And so you're able to see something that no one else has noticed yet, which is just right here at the base of the statue. There is a little stone sort of square carved into the base that kind of extends out just a little bit. And in the middle of this, there are 3 stone, almost like vertical dials, like, you know, the Price is Right wheel that spins all the numbers on it. So imagine there's 3 little versions of that. And in this, there is 3 different dwarven runes lined up in a certain pattern there on that.
I see Euphemia discover this?
You see Euphemia suddenly start to look at a particular section of the statue.
I look at her and I go, don't you do it, Euphemia. Don't you do it.
I can't help it. I'm a born lever puller.
Don't you do it. I'll teach you what's worse than poop fart.
Yes, Pyric understands Euphemia so well. She's going to make a constitution check to see if she can withstand of spinning the tumblers. But she will give herself advantage because Pyric caught her in time.
All right. Fair enough.
That's too bad.
All right.
15. Yeah, I think you're good. DC 15 is really a hard one, so that's good.
Ulrich, Pyric, I think I see a puzzle. The flame of your torch flickered in such a way that I can see at the base of the statue. There's some tumblers. I think we should spin them.
Pyric, come over here. I'm gonna put my light over here and I'm gonna take a look at it.
I am very careful to not put my chocolate in my peanut butter. I have Moody, who's already an extraplanar being, stay outside here in this hallway, and then quietly walk over here, and around Euphemia in the back and around, because I'm a coward, to put Ulrich between me and the first dwarven king under the mountain. Yeah. Do I recognize the king now that I look up at him?
Well, why don't you make a history? You already made your history check, so no, you do not.
It was a religion. It was a religion about the ritual.
All right, I'll let you do history. Go for history.
It's gonna be. You're gonna just laugh your ass off anyway because you made me roll dice. I hate dice.
All right, history check. Go.
Have you guys seen my TikToks? What happens when I touch dice? You really should. It's pretty hideous. All right. Come on, you can do it.
You've been rolling nat 20s all night, so maybe virtual dice.
Oh,
there it is.
Nope. 13.
It's actually very fluffy. You know the Arcana really well, but you don't know jack about this.
I dedicate so many points to be better at this, and it doesn't matter. It's
hilarious.
I got a 13 though.
The story.
I got a 13 though.
All right.
13 is not the worst.
13's good. You reckon it actually has. With a 13, you're noticing family similarities to all the rock seekers and frostbeards you've been running into lately. So it does look like he's got a passing relation to them.
I have intimate knowledge. I have intimate knowledge of dwarves, given a couple of very specific instances. And so, how do I feel about the length of this guy's beard?
He's definitely got some. He's got a good history.
Looking at the runes, Russ, is there what do they seem to be ruins of? They said dwarven.
It's interesting. They're not strictly speaking dwarvish. They have a dwarvish nature to them, but they're also a bit arcane. But they seem to be almost like location or coordinate sort of references.
I have no gift for this. This appears to be some sort of map thing.
Okay. I'm going to take very close note that these are the home coordinates for Icewind Dale. And I'll write them down.
Oh, nice. Pirate, take a point of inspiration.
Thank you. I'm like, oh my gosh.
So
How many if I spin this thing like The Price is Right?
Oh, don't you? No, you don't you touch it.
Does it seem like there's 100 in each? I'm in front of you. Just stand behind me. Does it seem like there's 100 in each dial or like 3? How many does it seem like would flip around?
There's probably like they're very stylized and large, and the wheels don't look particularly big. Like just the runes on them are large. So without spinning them, you can't be sure, but at least 3 per dial seems right. Possibly 4.
So,
okay. I'm very familiar with how round and how thick things are. So I'm comfortable with 3 or 4 being the possible, and then the iterations thereof.
A lot.
It's a lot.
Do the runes on the dials match any of the runes on the floor?
Well, the runes on the floor are more just stylized dwarven heads. They're not actually like words.
Oh, I thought there was heads, and then on the foreheads was the rune of the.
Oh, the frostbeard, the frostbeard rune. Yes, heads. But it's
do
more
they
like
use
plain
anything on the dial?
No, the dials don't seem to be those kinds of symbols.
All right, Russ. Using my insight into the arcane nature, and the arcane pervasion of myself and the disappearance of Cowlick, do I think our malady that I am not sharing is an effect of them using stale or impure blood, activating this with ill intent and trying to force it, and we got swept up in this? They obviously wanted to come here because they had somebody planned for this pickup, so they understood its workings, but they messed it up.
That is very good insight. Yes, it's possible. You do with the roles you have, you kind of feel like the intent here was for living dwarves to stand on each of these 4 spots
and bleed.
No, and not bleed. Just
our blood would activate just being here,
just being there. And someone figured out a way to jury rig the situation with blood. Like, it's not intended to be using blood. It's intended that it requires 4 members of the clan to stand in these specific spots for this to function. And someone has figured a workaround for that. Like, you don't have to capture the dwarves alive. You just got to exsanguinate them.
We did have 4 dwarves at one time. Oh,
yeah, we're down a few.
We're down. Oh my God. We're 2 dwarfs short of a toss. That's terrible. So I say this internally because I know it's horribly, horribly inappropriate. And I would not say that to a dwarf. But yes, that is, of course, a reference to Lord of the Rings, not anything inappropriate to little people because they get to have their own say about how they use their bodies. But jeez, God. I am vexed that once again something that we did with good intentions ends up being so horrible for us.
What do you
Very good. Let us continue through here. This seems to be the place that moves us, so we may be able to get back by turning these dials. I
feel it's more important for us to stop the strain. Like, how, dear Ulrich, I feel like it is our time to reclaim the cultural heritage and purge the unacceptable use of your family shrine.
Sometimes you must scale the mountains to see the plains. I'll explain this to you later, but this is a great place for dwarves.
It is, absolutely. Somebody poop farmed your family shrine, and we need to clean that up.
But this magic, unless I'm mistaken, allows us to teleport from place to place by changing these dials using the Rock Seeker.
There's not enough. I'm very sure that we are a few squeezes short of making this happen, and I do not recommend us doing it the way they did. We might not survive. Like, Cowlick spontaneously decomporalizing should be a warning sign to you.
Whoa. You're saying Cowlick's dead?
No, I'm saying he'll return, but not knowing how or when is a danger sign. We should clean this up so this stops happening.
So we should remove the blood from these bowls, is what I'm thinking.
You are very wise and smart.
I have been called that many times by my Dane.
Yeah.
While this is happening, Russ,
Yes.
Euphemia is like inching ever so closely to the dials. I mean, she just wants to see how tight they are. She's not
Sure.
but because she passed the willpower test and because Pyric, he can at whatever time catch her before she gets to play with the dial. Just letting you know that that's happening while they're
You
having.
can move her forward a little bit there if you want to get closer.
Okay. It's a moral imperative that you do this now, Ulrich. We need to clean this place up before something tragic or
Or it gets Euphemia.
profane. Euphemia can play with the dials all she wants after we clean this blood up. And again, I take out one of my books. I write down the combination, what order it is, and then all this kinds of stuff.
And Shadeen is just very impressed. This list magic just continues to awe and inspire.
Are you still carrying around the breastplate like this?
No, it's under one arm, you fool halfling.
Yeah. Shadeen, you might want to put that on. It looks like it'll fit.
I look in with the armor, goes, the more you practice, less you will bleed in battle. Now, if you put that, I can help you with that if you'd like.
The reconsecration of your family shrine needs to be your priority. I will hug a halfling. I go and I hug a halfling like you would do a toddler who's too interested. Tell me let me help you with your goblin, Euphemia. You keep on talking about raspberry sauces and turkey.
How now if I take my hand axe out, Russ, could I scrape out the blood out of the bowls?
The bowls are yes, you could. The bowls are also they're copper.
Are they attached to the heads, or can I take them?
No, they're just they're just copper bowls just sitting.
Oh. So I'll just take them off.
Yeah, you can just pick them right up.
Are they original to the original construction? Like dwarves are supposed to stand or pray over them, or
no? The bowls,
or were like the dwarves supposed to take hands with their statue companions, and somebody dropped these terrible?
They're not
bowls?
statues. They're carvings in the floor.
Oh,
So,
okay.
The only three-dimensional sort of statue situation is the one under the big star on the map.
I misunderstood. Thank you for
the other ones
clarifying.
are like dwarven, like runic carvings of dwarven heads, stylized dwarven heads in the floor.
Okay,
So
got it.
You're thinking the dwarves are supposed to stand on each one of these, and someone put a little copper bowl on each one instead and filled it with dwarf blood, and presto, instant key to the lock sort of situation.
Yeah, no, we got to get these out of here right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to remove the bowls and just take them and place them all. Oops, I got my arrow. I'm going to
After all work's done.
all the bowls over here, Russ, just in a pile.
We can just see if I can.
I'm going to put my breastplate down and help. Why not?
Thank you, Shadeen.
Where are you putting them over here? I'll stack them up for you.
Yeah, just stack them up there. That's good. Just stack them in this area. Perfect. And just, that will keep it from, that should keep
And the
anything
blood,
from,
and now you can see the heads, the dwarven head shapes there on the floor.
Yeah, that should keep anything from getting us transported by accident until we
want to remove these clues from other would-be aspirants.
Well, let's see what's in this room. It's locked.
Wow, that's an SAT word. Wow, is that Craig? I need a check on aspirates. Is that a word?
Aspirants is absolutely correct as a word. It's sappy. He's not gonna use a malapropism.
Wow.
I see your aspirant and I raise your malapropism.
Well, I mean, earlier he was using pond poop, so poupon.
Yes,
I don't know what it was.
Yes.
Anyway.
Toilet humor is an elf thing.
We're running a gambit here. So by the way, Ulrich, when you're moving the bowls, you notice again the blood, there's no longer as significant, like the blood is like cracked and like almost like someone put the blood in a copper bowl on top of a stove and heated it to boiling until it was just like evaporated away to like this cakey substance on the bottom of the bowl. You notice that
Black Spider, I will kill him if he's not already dead. Euphemia, there was a locked door back here. Let's see what was in it.
And while Ulrich's doing that, when Pyrex says that the goblin was talking about raspberry sauce and turkey, that reminds her, oh, Pyrex, the horses, they're hungry. And so she immediately forgets the dials and goes back to the provisions that you saw And she grabs up some.
They're all piled along the wall here, Euphemia, or I'm pigging. There's
Yeah.
just piles of, there's like a long table here and piles of bags of provisions. There's a bunch of sleeping bags here. If Ulrich were here, if Karlik were here, he would probably be, the bugbear hair would be annoying him. But you notice some of that, but you're more focused on the other stuff.
Yeah, I get some oats, enough that I think will feed two, and I kind of drag them behind me and go over to where Ulrich is.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to turn my magical sense to the other corners of the room, into the gear that's left behind, the sleeping areas, scanning like the breadth of the room now that I feel like the magical calamity is postponed slightly.
All right. So Euphemia, you've got the bags of food, right? The horse bags, and you're heading back.
Yeah, but she wants to
I'll help you bring him back.
Yeah, she hands them to Ulrich because she's pretty weak.
Yeah. Let's feed the horses, and then we'll check this door right here. This seems very, very important to me.
Well, I don't know, Ulrich. We could probably just check the door on the way.
Good idea. Let's go.
If only there was one of us who had a tendency to accidentally open locked doors.
Yes. All right.
Because the Lord knows there's no thieves in the group.
Thieves?
There are
No.
just people who occasionally accidentally open doors.
No, we just need to check this door.
What is the check door again? Is it sleight of hand? Stealth?
Sleight of hand, yeah.
Sleight of hand.
If you have thieves' tools, it's with advantage.
If you have thieves tools, if you're skilled in it, you can click your thieves tools, and it will do your sleight of hand. Add the I think a +2 to it or whatever. You're proficient. Are you proficient in sleight of hand?
No,
Oh yeah. So just do your thieves tool. You have thieves tools.
I do.
So if you click it, it should come up and it'll say dexterity, attribute, and then plus or minus.
Nice.
So 19.
19.
Yes.
19.
You're able to easily get the tools in the lock, and you click. It unlocks easily. Are you just going to open the door?
No, what's going to happen is, just like everybody's seen in every detective movie, I take the pick out that has the little L shape on the end.
Yeah.
I gingerly put that in, and I hold that to the left. Then I take the pick that's like just a long spike, and I stick that in, and I very gingerly move it. And I hear a big loud click, and I say, "Oh, Rick, watch this. This is the trick." And then I blow into the lock, and then I turn the door and open it. Does it open in or out?
Okay. So the door is going to open in. So let me go ahead and do that and describe a few things to you before we roll initiative. So
You probably usually let me stand in front of you, but that's okay. I like the
Probably should have got this new breastplate.
this is how it
on.
works. Holy crap! All right. So a couple things here. I'm going to go to the.
Oh, and I'm kneeling down, Ross, just so you know, in case that
What's
matters.
that?
I'm kneeling down, in case that
Yeah,
matters.
you're kneeling, and you see, and the light pours into the room from the torch and the horse. And in addition to the dead dwarf, who seems to have had all of his blood drained from his body across the way, you also see just these sort of the whole room is it looks like it was dusty at one point, but it looks like there's been a lot of foot traffic in here, and it seems kind of well used. There's a bed over in the corner, and over here on the right hand side, you can just make out a desk covered with books and notebooks and pens and papers or like quills. And across the way, again, there's that dead dwarf situation. But you're kind of distracted from the whole dead dwarf situation by a couple things. One, there's a brazier there that's kind of glowing, which is helpful to see things. But the bigger problem is there's these two sort of statues to either side of the door. But as you open the door, both the statues start to come to life and move towards you. And we're now going to roll for initiative.
Oh, jeez.
That's not good.
Oh, it's fine.
Did you just say it's fine?
It's fine.
With the initiative tracker up, Russ? There we go. Thanks.
I forgot to select myself.
All right. So is everybody? I need everyone to roll initiative.
Two things happened. I forgot to select myself, and I rolled a 7. So you can put me in as a 7, or I can re-roll.
I'll get Tyke as a 7. Where are you, Euphemia?
I rolled a 1.
You put him ahead of me.
7, and then I'll organize everything here. Okay, so yeah, so these things start to. I'll give you a picture of them here in a minute. They start to move. Let me just take a little. Sorry, I didn't have this quite as prepared as I thought I did. Here we go. Now the pictures are better. Okay, and
wait, I'm not seeing it.
All right, so here we go. Boom! Here's a picture. Sort of funky dog-like things. They spring to life and they get ready to move. But you all may or may not, depending on your initiative rolls, have a chance to do something. Sadly, no one is faster than the first doggo, who is this one. And he immediately makes a move on Euphemia, the person violating its area. And it actually just steps right into the path to prevent entry. And it, I should have done that. It makes it comes running towards you, actually, Euphemia, and it's making a slam attack against you. Ooh. So here it comes, rolling to hit. It is +7 to this roll. So it's going to get a 22. All right. So it's a 22 to hit. And you're going to take 3d6 +4 bludgeoning damage.
No.
So that's going to be 16 points of bludgeoning damage. And now, because the dog, this big, heavy sort of stone dog thing, like slams into you butts you with its head, you got to make a strength save, Euphemia.
Oh.
Nat 20. Oh! Nat 20 somehow.
You can knock our halfling down.
But I'm -1, so I don't know if that matters.
No. Nat 20 is
wins.
Always good. So good news. First of all, Euphemia, you get a new blue card. You can choose to either keep this one or keep the one you have. Your choice. You already have one there. So the dog, with a nat 20, your just instincts, your halfling instincts and grappling abilities, and your you knew it was coming. This thing was going to slam you and right into Ulrich, smash you guys back up against the wall. It was going to be ugly. It was going to be like a War Machine double slam damage situation. But no, instead, you like Akidu'd it. And I'm going to let you, because you rolled a nat 20, push this dog in any direction you want.
Okay, cool. What I do is I do sense it out of the quarter of my eye, just as you described. And so I use Ulrich as a Craig, help me out here, or maybe Seppi, or maybe Joe.
As a fulcrum? Are you going to use him as a fulcrum?
As a fulcrum. And I lean back into him and I put my 2 feet right on either side of its breastbone. But since I'm kind of weak, but Ulrich we're such in tune fighters these days, for fighting for so long. He senses what I'm doing. So he leans back and gives me added momentum. And so I thrust kick the lion.
Put your back against my shield and put his feet against him, and he pushes.
There you go.
Yeah. And so however far you want me to do that, I don't know if it's like one.
So he's going to go 5 feet. Where do you want to put him?
I'm going to put him right there.
Right. Wink. So you push him back, which allows you to gain entry if you like. But it is now Shadeen's turn. So Shadeen, you see the halfling open the door, and suddenly this sort of like dog head pokes out, and the halfling does this really cool acrobatic trick with Ulrich, and the dog goes flying back in the room, although it does look like the halfling took some damage. And Rafe, did you want this card or no?
How do I look at my other card?
You got to drag it out and take a look at it.
You click it.
All right, I dragged it out.
Yeah, there you go.
Part of the problem is the light.
I'll bring it into the light for you. So there's your old card.
Okay.
So your old one was +10 after making a saving throw. Your new card is +8 after making a skill or attack roll.
I'll take the D8 skill or attack roll, please.
All right, so we'll get rid of the old one, and then you can right-click on the new one and add it. Take card. All right. So Shadeen, you see all that? What are you going to do?
Yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move through this. I want to gently remove Euphemia towards the stairs, and I want to shut the door.
Okay. All right, that's fair. So you're going to kind of move through Euphemia and to the right of her and close the door on your way by, kind of thing.
Yes, kind of thing.
All right. Okay. So yeah. So what's going to happen here is he does that, and let me just fix the light situation. All right. So yeah. Shadeen walks by and closes the door. Anything else, Shadeen?
Yes, I'm going to ready a Eldritch Blast at the door area if it opens again, and then I'm going to glare at everybody nearby.
All right. Excellent glaring. It might be a dog's turn, but nobody knows what happens in there. And then now it is Ulrich's turn.
Get behind me. I'll handle this. I am going to hand my torch to. Do you have a free hand, Euphemia?
Not when I'm going to shoot a bow, but yes. Otherwise, yes.
Ooh, that's tough, huh? All right. So I'm going to
I have a free hand.
I'll hand you the torch.
Okay, I've got the torch.
Now, I really want to say something, but I'm really far away.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
know.
not.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah. If you were closer, I'd give you my torch. All right. So I'm going to I pull up my sword and my axe. I'm going to ready an action that if actually, can I move Euphemia out of the way?
So let me make this very clear. So you're going to go in and destroy the ancestral guardians to your own temple instead of finding out a smart way to deal with them and make them continue to do the job we need them to do.
I'm pretty
I
sure
think you
it's
should
not
be
your
listening
turn.
to the
so
voice
hold on.
yelling at you from the other
Pretty
room.
sure it's not your turn.
I just clear. Like I just want to be clear. This is what's happening.
All right, Ulrich, finish off your turn.
Oh, wait, this
All
is
right.
for Ulrich.
So then I'm going to step forward with my shield. I'm going to step forward. I'm going to open the door, and I'm going to use this card when I hand to the GM.
All right.
Anytime
As you open the door, the
Yeah.
dog was holding its action to attack whoever opened the door.
Okay, so I'm going to hand this card to the DM. A
All right,
fortuitous circumstance.
Yeah,
This
what are
may
you doing?
manifest itself in many ways, including but not limited to
Oh, crap.
doubling the loot, finding door,
We do not want Joe to get this card. I just
Right.
throwing that out there.
coming across a broken trap, bumping
Yep.
into someone you were looking for, and
Yep.
any manner of lucky happenstance that helps you during your adventure. So I
Yeah.
throw that card down.
Yeah.
And then I say, I am Ulrich Frostbeard, trained by the Danes of the clan of Rockseeker and Frostbeards. And you are here if you are part of this, to guard this temple, I'm here to liberate you. And we are not here to defile this area. And then I'm going to take the dodge action.
Actually, okay, so play the card, Joe.
So I just put it on the table.
That's not a good tone of voice for us to be using.
All right. So this dog, the closer dog, the one the dog was about to strike you, he lifted his mouth and jaw, and you could see his big statuey teeth, which somehow appeared to be dripping saliva, which was a little bit scary, honestly. About to bite at you, and all of a sudden his eyes met yours, and he suddenly went, and he backs up 2 squares and assumes a submissive stance and is like bowing down to you. The other dog, however, doesn't appear to be so affected.
Okay. Well, I took a dodge action. That's all I did. And so I'm
And let me open up
there.
the door for you here, too, buddy.
Yeah, can you open up the door? And I'm going to try and shove Euphemia out of the way. Euphemia, want to take a step back?
Yeah, you can't really.
I can't
you
really.
can,
So I'm
you
going
can
to
take a shove action. You can actually shove her.
I'm going to step there. Then I'm going to step there. So I'm in front of
There you
Euphemia.
go. Okay, that's fine. Yep. There you
I
go.
step there and be like,
All right. So, yeah. So the one dog, I'm going to put a little. Let me see if I can find a little heart.
Oh,
Yeah, he's kind of got it. He's got feelings.
can you make him a chibi
There you go.
tomb guardian?
He's got a little heart. He's like feeling. He's got little heart eyes now for Ulrich. But the other doggo, not quite so much. And now it is Euphemia's turn.
and I'm going to say, do not harm that dog. He seems to be my friend.
Hey, you followed half of Pirate's wishes.
The same thing that Ulrich does. She kneels down and like leans over Ulrich's hip and says, Good Good doggy, I am a follower of Moradin, as well as a friend to the Frostbeards and the Rock Seekers. I beseech you, stand down and continue your guarding of this place. And I'll
make a persuasion check there.
I'll roll persuasion.
Use inspiration.
I don't have any, sadly.
Somebody help him. Oh, he doesn't need help. He's got good rolls.
19. The dog that is currently kneeling also defers, looks over at you as you speak, Euphemia, and also bows deeply towards you. And now his little lovey-dovey eyes appear to be on both. You kind of want to pet him. He's just so cute in this mode. But the other dog, however, doesn't seem to quite have the same disposition.
All right. I will back up and hide.
Okay.
In the shadow.
Hey, Pyric, now's your chance.
I talk to myself internally, any of the selves that want to listen about plundering cultural heritage, that we should read before we smash things, that there is probably an answer somewhere in this pack of things, that we could have just figured this all out, and that no one had to be smashed and we could have double the loot and resources. But I keep all of that inside, and then I hold my action.
We just opened a door.
Yeah, it was just a door.
Twice.
It's fine.
You opened the door twice.
No, Ulrich did the second time.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh my God! Now
Totally
Peric's mumbling to himself like Thalric. Oh my God! There's two of them.
Okay, that's my action.
All right. Okay. Is time for the other doggo. Now, the other doggo, there's I like how Ulrich has a little heart on him too. Nice, Ulrich. The other doggo does not seem to have the same sort of feelings toward you. And he bites at you, Ulrich.
He's disadvantaged because I'm dodging.
All right. He has disadvantage, so he gets 2d20, pick the worst. So he rolled a nat 20 for 19.
Oh.
So you evaded a critical thanks to your dodge, which is probably good if you've seen the cards I draw. But
Yes.
the good news is he still hits you. I mean, good news for somebody, not you. And so you're going to take 3d8 plus 4 piercing damage, plus 2d4 plus 4 bludgeoning damage, and then more is coming too. So this dog like clamps onto you. So first comes the 3d8 plus 4. So here comes that. And that is going to be 23 points of damage, Joe, from piercing. And then in addition, it's like got like a rock grip. So in addition to the teeth piercing you, there's just this bludgeoning, crushing damage going on. That's an additional 2d4 plus 4. So that's another 10 points of damage.
All right, now I'm
and now you are also grappled. He's got you in his arm, and you are grappled. He's got your arm in his mouth. Sorry, and you're grappled.
All right.
You had to open the door again.
These are my people.
My bow is whispering to me.
They don't know.
Oh, yeah. All right, Shadeen, you're up, sir. You see the dog. The door's open again. You see the dog has grabbed onto Ulrich's arm, and Ulrich seems to be caught in its.
He's grappled, huh?
Yeah.
Can I try to pull him out so he's ungrappled?
Well, generally, if you want to spend some of your action to assist Ulrich when he makes his check, that would give him advantage on trying to escape.
Don't worry about me. Just kill it.
That's an option. Just kill it.
I thought we were trying not to kill it.
Well, this thing did friggin' 2d8 plus 2d4 plus 10 damage. So
Joe's position has changed.
This one's the bad one, Shadid.
Yeah.
As soon as we attack that one, I think the other one's lovey-dovey eyes are going to go away.
Well, then it's going to kill all of us. So,
well, yeah, unless we had left the door closed.
Well, I can get away.
There's always time for moral lessons. This is what I love about the universe and Shadid. Let us take this moment to learn.
The universe is always trying to teach you something new.
too much valuables in there.
I am going to. Can I? Okay, it's complicated, and the rules are going to tell you that I can't do it. And I'm going to say, can I do it anyway? I want to stand by him to get ready to help him, but then I'm going to hold the rest of my move, which you can't do, blah, blah, blah. And when he tries to get out of the way to close the door, I'm going to try to step aside so he can close the freaking door.
All right. Tell you what I'm going to do. I will allow you. They got to stay there. Go back to where you were.
Yeah.
But what you can do is you can make a dexterity check to leap inside when he goes as a hold action.
How about an acrobatic tech check?
Acrobatics. But if you fail, no one will be able to move. You'll
no one will hear me scream.
Just hit it twice. Hit it
Is that your plan? I'm just saying.
That's my
I'm going to
plan.
let you bend the rules. It's just a risk
insane.
involved. All right. I like this plan. I think it's great. Okay. So Shadeen is holding his action.
To be part of it.
Yeah. Shadeen's going to help Ulrich try to escape, and then he's going to leap aside when Ulrich escapes. And if none of that works out, well, that's not great. All right. It is now a friendly Temple Doggo's turn, and he continues his sort of mild demeanor, and takes another step back and does a nice little whimper. And he's kind of
because nobody tried to kill his mate.
His eyes are sort of like low lidded, like very like, and he's looking at you guys, and he's looking at the other dog, like on the arm of Ulrich.
Russ whimpering is worth the price of admission, by the way.
What's that?
Russ whimpering is worth the price of admission.
Yes. And now it's Ulrich's turn. Ulrich, are you going to try to escape the grapple?
No, I'm going to hit this bastard twice with my axe.
Okay. All right.
That's what I'm talking about.
More than blood has been spilt. Damn it.
I told you I'm your friend. I'm going to treat you like Michael Vick treats his dogs.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
AC 22.
AC 22 will hit.
Okay, I'm going to smite him.
Okay. I'll need you to tell me what kinds of damages are going on here.
Okay, so the battle axe is going to be slashing for 12 magic.
Yep.
This is, and forgive me one thing, I just want to check my smite. The smite is going to do I'm going to use a first level spot. So there's going to be radiant damage. That is going to be a additional, oops, that's not wrong dice. That's going to be an additional 8 points of radiant damage on that hit.
All right. So 8 points of radiant. What was the first damage type?
And 12 points of slashing magic.
As magical slashing. So he takes the full 12 points of slashing also.
He takes 20 points there.
All right. Yep.
I'm going to hit him again because I get to attack twice.
Paddy. Yep. Hit him again, Paddy.
Oh, and that's going to do...
that will be a hit. Yeah.
And I'm going to do... And that's another 11 points of slashing.
All right. Magical also.
Yep. And then he's going to take an additional... Oops, sorry, I hit the wrong one. Smite damage of another 8. So he's going to take another 20 points. That's 40 points of slashing.
He is not bloodied.
He is not bloodied.
Nope.
Then I'm going to use my bonus action.
Yeah.
To Misty Step out.
Okay. Now,
leave me standing there.
Now you did not. You held your action for. Well, you did say once he was out of there. So yeah, I'm gonna. I'll allow you to leap aside and pull the door if you want.
Me?
Yeah, if you make your.
Oh, you better believe it.
But you got to make the acrobatics check.
I'm
if
using
you fail,
my
you just stay there
inspiration.
with the door open.
I'm using my inspiration for advantage.
Right. Fair enough. DC 12. Not that hard. Uh oh. Ah, there you go. Good thing you used your inspiration.
I spin. I roll. I twist.
And he slams the door closed.
As I fly through the air, slamming the door shut, landing right next to the dwarf, and I go, "Oh, you dumb bastard!"
I still have my movement left.
Yeah,
and I'm going to pick up the horse food and go. That room seemed awful dangerous. I move down here.
All right. All right. Yeah. So yeah, you've secured the door and falling back. Yeah, we got a couple minutes left. Anybody want in our last couple minutes here? Does anybody in a couple moments as you guys calm down, there doesn't seem to be any loud sounds of the dogs or anything trying to escape the room or anything. So none of that's seems to be happening. So it seems like as long as you don't go in there, the dogs don't like chase people out.
We're going to bring for the next, and unless something interrupts us, we're going to get back to that room, but we're going to bring the fodder to the horses and feed the horses.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back here and then continue, unless anybody has a mistake, continue on this way, correct? Anybody have any opinions? All right.
I think,
yeah.
I'm going to ask Ulrich if once he stops bleeding to see if he can help me with this breastplate.
Yep. I'm going to heal myself a couple hit points. And so I'm not bleeding.
Ulrich would glance over at Euphemia and see that she's holding her ribs and is having a tough time breathing, actually.
Are you bloodied?
I am at 19 hit points out of 35.
So you're not bloody.
Not bloody, but she's definitely in bad shape.
All right.
And I'm looking for, I thought I had a healing potion.
Now we ran through all our healing potions.
Okay.
Don't no.
So 19. I'm gonna heal you 3 hit points.
Doke.
And I just want to save, in case somebody goes down, I want to save 1 extra lay on hands. Because them combats, that sucker hit me for 30 some odd hit points in 1 round.
Would have killed me again.
I personally love every time Ulrich dodges, it's either going to end up in a spectacular miss by the bad guys or a crushing failure of Ulrich.
If that was a critical, by the way,
that would have been a crit.
Again.
Yeah, that could have been like double, quadruple damage.
It was spectacular.
Yeah, and they were throwing 3d8 plus 2d4. Imagine doubling that to 68 plus 2 plus 44 plus 10 damage.
Or let's just, I don't know, read what's on the door or in the on the pillars or on the
you
king.
Do your reading thing, Pyrrhic. We're gonna go feed the horses, okay?
Yeah, you
Also,
do go do that horse thing. That's
Since Euphemia was after Ulrich, Pyrrhic will notice, because he does like to pay attention to Euphemia, that one of her friends, which she considers family, was attacked by the dog. And on top of that, she has a bow that she's pretty sure is saying kill, kill, kill in Goblin. So she was ready. Like he looks over at Euphemia and she sees that not only is she holding her ribs, but her hands shaking with the bow and glaring at the door. And she's trying really hard to compose herself and is very thankful that Ulrich is okay. She's not going towards the door. She's not going to leap towards the door. He just notices that she's having to unusually compose herself.
We are going to. So can we feed the horses, then come back to this door? And you guys want to open this door up, or
I'll make a note here that next time you guys can feed the horses and then continue your exploration to the doors to the south of the large chamber.
Okay.
How many of these sessions will we have without our main tank?
What are you talking about? I'm right here.
No, you are our
Falric
is single target damage dealer.
So we'll end it. So the little outside of campaign note. So behind the curtain note, the teleportation mechanic is A, part of the mystery that I would like you guys to uncover, but also B, a fun way to take care of anybody who has a last minute I can't play this week. So if Karluk can make the next session, which he was going to, but unfortunately, a little family, everybody's fine, but a little family thing. So then Karluk will return magically. But if he can't, he won't. So it'll be basically, we won't know until it happens.
So basically,
kind of like you don't know now. You don't know if you come back.
About Thrallrick, however.
Thrallrick's doing an 8-hour ritual. So, long rest later.
Okay.
Right.
So we should not expect Thrall back for next session.
Well, Thrall, it depends. If you guys take a long rest before you do anything else, then he'll be back. If you don't, he won't.
Yeah, we could choose to take 8 hours and rest, get our hit points back, our spells, and then continue investigating too.
And get Thrall. Yeah, because Thrall's not missing. He's just over there doing a ritual on the horse.
Yeah. So why don't we do that? Can we just say we're taking an 8-hour rest right now, Russ?
We can. Let's do that to start a next session in case something goes horribly wrong.
Okay. All right.
Can we role play the 8 hours?
Some dogs come barreling out.
We don't need to role play every minute of the 8 hours, but we should definitely
at least 2 hours. At least
an hour and a half of it.
All I know is I get a pet dog that wants to come with me.
Right, you got one dog. I mean, you're 50. You're batting 500 on dog persuasion.
So,
I know, right? And I figure if we all gang up on that other one.
Yeah. Joe, that was a pretty good use of that card.
Yeah.
Well played, sir.
Let's do it.
And it made sense, actually.
It got you a long way.
Yeah, and you role played your way. I mean,
That
both
wasn't good.
of them had attacked you. That probably would have been the end of that.
I do tell Pyric, in case he wants to know, that there was a desk with lots of papers on it.
Oh, we're gonna get what's in that room, but we're not gonna do it your way.
Well, on that note, thanks for listening, everyone, and join us again soon for an episode.
Achievement unlocked. You've made it to the end of another D6 Generation episode, the podcast whose humor has universally been acclaimed as not too horrible. Please let us know what you thought of the show by emailing us at info@thed6generation.com. If for some inexplicable reason you actually enjoyed this show, you can help others find out about it by leaving positive reviews on iTunes. Thanks for listening and happy gaming.